What's up? It's DTM. We're knocking these babies out one at a time. This is a juice recipe to detoxify the fatty liver. I told my phone consulting client that I would make more recipes, showing him what's up, how to do this. What I got is beet, carrot, apple, ginger. I'm going to throw in some cucumber and a big fat lemon. Now, this is a tonic of magnitude, baby. Can you dig it? So we are going to get this cucumber going through first. Then I'm going to do the beets and the carrots. And I just left everything like that because it looks more cool. I could have prepared everything, but I'll have to take an extra 2 or 3 minutes to just, because I want to be like, look, man, this is real food, man. Because we never seen, what the hell are those green things on there, Dan? Or the green things on there? Because usually you get everything kind of like super prepped. You just see the beets and that's it. Not all the time. Sometimes you see the beet greens and sometimes you see the carrots, but most carrots have the greens removed. I don't use the carrots. I just want the carrot tops or the beet tops. I'm not into it. Anybody could do that. My ex-wife used to do that. I don't do that. I don't do the beet greens. That's just what I do, you know, and I know people got to save money and all that stuff, but I just don't. There's a lot of stuff in this stuff that I don't like. That's down in here. I feel like I've had some negative reactions from some of these, from the greens. I just don't do it from my own intuition. That's the only thing I can say, is that my body says no to it. So that's kind of a different level instead of, well, what's the science behind that? It's like, I ain't got no science, man. I just got my own 30 years of experience. And when my body says no, I say, okay, no problem. I just want that fire red, baby. So we're going to do those. Always making a mess with the beets because that blood red, but it is good for you. The liver is loving the beets. Okay? Looks like we might even get like 2 quarts out of this. Man, this stuff is so good for you. It's like, this is like when you make beets and carrots and all the fruits and vegetables, really, but when you use all these fruits and vegetables, it's like internal makeup. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find me a woman who wants to like hang out for like, I don't know, 3 weeks or 3 months or 6 months and see what it's like to be. I'll show the way. Like, do you want to do what I do? Well, I'm going to show you how to be absolutely magnificently beautiful from the inside out, to whereas you get to the point where you don't even hardly have to wear any makeup. That's how red your lips and your skin will be amazing with clean out all your guts and clean out your lymph system and get your circulation pumping. Anyways, you know, I'm not trying to piss anyone off or anything like that, but I'm just saying that's something I've always wanted to do. It's just find a cool woman who's like wants to do that. You know, I'm a dude, so we're like, whatever, you know. But the women, they want to be beautiful, but it's hard because you got to give up a lot of stuff. You got to give up all the tasty stuff. There's a lot of secrets to a real radiant beauty. I don't want to go into it now, but there are a lot of secrets to radiant beauty, and I'll tell you, a lot of the people that are on Facebook, they're not getting it because they ain't going to be living right. You got to be, purity is what brings the radiance, the luminescence, the essence of purity. And that doesn't get talked about at all. It's, I think that, yeah, I mean, that's just my perspective. Is like, you want to try to be, I'll say, you want to be as pure as you can be. on every level. And that's what you want. That's what's good. Word. Got to be careful what you say here. But I'm just saying, like, you can't go wrong if you say purity, because then everyone can contextualize that in their own way. And they can be like, yeah, food purity, and that's it, you know. But then there's other levels of purity: the pureness of heart, the pureness of the mind, the pureness of the body, the pureness of kind of keeping the body sacred. You know, I think women should definitely share their beauty, because that's their gift. That's one of their, you know, that's one of the things that they should celebrate. While I find that there's a classiness and a beauty is the perfect combination, you know. Tasteful is all I'm saying. But I know that the more risque something is on the internet, the more attention you get. And attention is the commodity. But you got to think, though, what kind of attention are you getting? And what kind of attention do you want to get from men? You know what I mean? And you'll definitely get what you put out, you know. You'll get back what you put out. Probably good to attract one super high quality man than several low quality men. Can you dig it? That's something that's actually near and dear to me, but I know it's a touchy subject. But I'm just saying, for me, I would say the purity of all of it. The purity of the food, the purity of your thoughts, the purity of your mind, the purity of your heart, and all those things that is going to be what leads to the luminescent beauty. Of course, there's a lot to be said about the food trip for sure. You're going to do a lot better when you have the colorful, fresh, living foods, because that's like the internal makeup. You know what I'm saying? That illuminates, because it's got electricity, and it illuminates outward in the bloodstream and the consciousness and the vibration. That is absolutely gorgeous. So that's close to 1 quart there. We're going to get like 2 quarts today. I'm going to throw this lemon in here, and then we'll do the apples last. This is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to drinking this tomorrow, because we're going big on the gingy. This is a tonic. This is like an absolute liver blaster. Then I got involved in talking about that thing. But yeah, I see certain things, and it isn't like I don't respect everyone doing what they're doing. There's a lot of, you know, sex work and all that stuff. You know, it's none of my business, but it doesn't really interest me. And of course, it interests a lot of other dudes. But what level are they operating on? Do they want to be a safe container for you? No, they want to ogle your breasts and do things like that, and that's not going to lead to like a wholesome. Because I still believe, I might be old school, but I'm was new school, flip-flopping all over the place, loose as a goose. But then I've kind of woke up to the beauty of the monogamy of a helpmate. You know, basically what I'm saying is one person plays the masculine role and one person plays the feminine. They say, hey, you got a penis, you play the masculine role, and I got a vagina, and I'll play the feminine role, and we'll just have some fun. And you get it. And you're like, okay, cool, that sounds great. You wear dresses, I'll wear a suit, we'll go out to dinner, have fun, you know, and then we'll be friends, you know, we'll take care of each other. And, you know, we'll be there through hard times or whatever, you know. Because a dude with a good woman is like the luckiest dude, you know. But with a bad woman, you're just fucked, man. You're just, it sucks. Like, that's like more selfish and stuff. That isn't there like, yo, trying to build you up. Yeah, everybody has their bad days, but in general, are they there? Do they got your back? I'm going to get into some of this stuff, as a matter of fact, because I'm going to zip up my, grow my titanium nutsack so that I can be like, yo, just talk about this stuff and let everybody go on a tirade. How dare you, you know, whatever. You know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm presenting things from my point of view. Like, aim for the highest that you can. You know, without, it's nobody, you know, you don't have to judge anybody else. You just aim for the highest and purest, most divine that you can. Because that's going to be your life. That's going to be what you attract. And the higher up that you can get your vibration, the better off is going to be. Okay, that won't work either. Yeah, so you're going to attract what you manifest from your own vibration. So what you want to do is be the best human being you can be, the cleanest, purest, most wholesome person in a relationship, and want to actually care for someone else. But what we do is we're like, I'm trying to get my needs met. And you're trying to extract instead of finding your own wholeness and being like, hey, I'm an overflowing cup. You want to drink from each other's cup, you know? And then you help each other. And it's a good thing. You know, it's a really cool thing. It might be old school, like all these dudes, like, I'm trying to sleep with as many women as I can. Well, you're going to be confused, son. Same thing with the ladies, too. The more you do that, the more energy there is, the more crap you're going to have to dig through, you know, all the time. It's better just to have peace and harmony. And I don't know if you can really have true peace and harmony when you got too many partners, too much energy even, of the various types of sex work and things like that, or even some of the other stuff. Yeah, that's a very touchy subject. I'm getting into stuff I never even really thought about. But man, I made a lot of mistakes. Gentlemen, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm talking to the gentlemen and I'm talking to the ladies too. Because it's, like I said, it's like, it's nice woman to woman shows her beauty, but not too much, because otherwise I'm like, well, the whole world has seen it. You know? The whole world is seen, and it's not sacred. So we don't have a sacred kind of container if it goes too far, if it's too risque, you know. And I just speak from personal experience, you know, about the women that I really respected were the ones that respected themselves. You know, word. So that's pretty obvious, right? And then that's what I decided that's what I would rather have. You know what I mean? Is basically coming back to that purity. Like I said, I know it's a touchy subject, and I'm not really trying to pretend like I'm an expert, but I'm just saying, don't make the same mistakes I made by being a fool. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I have played the fool. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Hopefully. I'm going to try not to mess up anymore. Like if I ever do, I'm not really all that. I've surrendered to God so that it's like if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, I'm not really trying to put it on my vision board. You know what I'm saying? Law of attraction. I've had a lot of great relationships. I've learned a lot. And they're cool, but freedom is also cool. So I'm neutral either which way. But if there is a relationship, it's going to be mutually beneficial, caring, and respectability for a higher way of being. You know, as I get more and more religious or spiritual, I just want that in my life, and I expect it from myself, cleaning up my own mind. Because the lust is like a real big thing. And when you start to go cleaning out lust, you're like, oh God, this is like a unending, you know, it's just like, it's like bailing out the ocean with a thimble, you know. But the truth is though, if you start with the thimble, pretty soon it's like a bucket. Then you've got a, you know, 500 gallons a minute pump, and you start to get cleaner and purer, and the way you look at women and the way you think gets better and better. Especially if you want to be practicing like semen retention and that kind of thing. And you need to do that, otherwise you're going to lose it and the energy is going to go down and out instead of up and in, you know. 2 quarts, almost, not quite, come on, we're almost there. And all we've got are these apples. So we're going to go with the apples here and just do them both. Because sometimes I like to have these apples for dessert. I know that I've got the microphone here, so I don't need to scream like I've been doing for the last 15 minutes. I could talk a lot quieter and you could still hear me. But usually the juicer's here, and I don't have the microphone because the clip fell off. So now I've got it taped, and I'm like, why didn't you just tape it before? You probably can't even see the tape. You see the microphone. And the hat mic is cool. That works really well. And then this probably works really well too, so I don't have to scream at you. Okay? Get pure, you loser! You know. It's a touchy subject, but I'm just basically what I'm trying to say is that to work towards purity as much as you can. You know, believe me, you're looking at a dude who's a gangster. Okay? So it's taken me a minute, and I don't anticipate being perfect. I'm just trying to be better. Trying to think better, trying to attract more higher vibrational things into my life. And if I do have something good in my life, not to screw it up, which I have done very, very well a few times. Because the dudes learn by making mistakes. And the one thing I've learned, women can be forgiving, but man, if you lose a woman's heart, you're basically F-U-C-K-E-D. Yeah, if you lose her heart, it's like getting it back is like it's like winning the lottery without buying a ticket. It can't happen, and it can't happen. But you know, for the dudes, the husbands that messed up and stuff, you just got to keep working and never give up because you can regain trust. You know, that's kind of some of the stuff I'm trying to talk about here. You know, basically I'm just saying that for the people watching the video, okay, clean your liver, but at the same time I'm just saying there are dudes that are thinking about this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about the essence of it because I'm not going to say here's my hard and fast rules for relationships and all that crap. I'm just going to say here's the essence of it. Be as pure as you can. Be as honest as you can. Be as generous as you can. Try to help the other person. Try to help the other person be happier and be healthier and feel more secure and feel safer. And, just try to give in relationships instead of what we do is the ego is like extract. And the vast majority of humanity does operate below the line of an overflowing cup of love. We're not everyone is coming at it from love. In fact, there's so much hate. Hate is a huge thing. It's a drug. Hate is like the most abused drug that there is. You know? So there we go. And I'm like out of jars, dude. And so I'm going to have to clean this one because I think it's brand new. We'll see. Actually, we're in good shape. It's amazing. My jars are clean. And clean. 2 cleanies. Man, the day of miracles is not over. But I appreciate all of you, and I feel like I've been wanting to talk about relationships and stuff more because that was the big theme of this last year for me, got my heart broke, and then I just had to think about and just dive deep down into the rabbit hole of childhood traumas and abuse and neglect and unworthiness and sabotager and unworthy of love. And then sometimes when you wake up it's just too late, and you can't fix what you've broken, so you got to fix yourself so that you don't do that stuff again. And then you learn how to be, it took me 50 years to learn how to be a man because nobody taught me. I had no examples. There are real good men out there that actually want to care for a woman. But we don't want I'm on OnlyFans, want to be my boyfriend? It's like, yes, so you can do that for all those other guys? No way. Not in a million years. I don't want that energy in my life. It's like I want a divine woman myself. I'm a divine man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not judging anyone, but it's a divine and pure heart. It's a conscious being, and it's a conscious volitional choice to serve one another. And I didn't do that, you know, and I wish I would have, and I didn't. And so I had to take this last year, and I've been on a major growth. Dark night of the soul, you know, ego death. Like, I don't know anything. I don't even care. I'm not right about anything. I'm not better than anyone. The food trip, any of it. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm like, out the window. I don't care what other people eat. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you're the guest at my house and you want a steak, that's what you're going to have. And the people, they don't like that, but I don't care. I don't care about having it in my house. Some people are like that, and I respect that. I don't want that shit in my house. I'm like, I don't care about that. It's like, oh, that steak smells delicious. It's not gonna do anything to me. Nothing's gonna do anything to me unless I let it. And it's not gonna. You know, and so I just love people, and I love them to be free because I love to be free, and I want what I want. You know what I'm saying? I want what I want, and I want you to have what you want. I want us to all have freedom of choice. That's why God made the world like he did. It is a dude up in the sky. It's an it. It is it. It is the it. It's the all, you know, and it's just boom, and when that blasts you, you're just, what do? You're in a coma. You're like, none of this is really true. I mean, relatively maybe in some sense, in a certain context, but in the ultimate absolute context, none of it's true. So you could get up here and say, here's what I think about relationships, and half the people will be like, yeah, that's cool, and the other half will be like, F you, man. Me and my boyfriend are doing great, and I have 7,000 OnlyFans, and I shake that thing all god dang day, and me and my husband have a great relationship, or whatever, you know. I mean, you can argue about all the relative truths forever. You got to get up here and do something. You get up here, you do something, you say something, you make something, and then at the end of the month, a paycheck comes, then you pay the landlord and you have the roof, you buy a few snacks, rinse and repeat, you know? And you're like, how much do you believe in this? It's like, well, I'm not going to die on the hill if you don't believe that drinking juice is good. I like drinking juice, but, you know, maybe you don't. There's no fiber. It's like, yeah, they'll say anything to avoid the goddamn swamp water or do anything that has anything to do with health at all. But I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to die for anything. I'm not going to fight about it. And I'm not going to defend my positions when I say, you know, like, hey, ladies on Facebook, I mean, yeah, of course you grab our attention with your boobs and your ass, but we don't, you know, we're not going to, you know, it's just like everybody else gets it too, you know? So that's just what you see on the internet. And that's what will trigger a lot of people that be like, well, I do that for my business or whatever. And I'm just saying, for the overall goodness of humanity and for your own personal thing, like I'm sharing, like, don't be a dick dude and mess stuff up because you'll regret it. So be a better man and learn how to, you know, be patient and wait until someone that really resonates with you comes along. Other than that, keep it in your pants and do something with your life. Build up your finances, build up your body, build up your health, build up your spirituality, build yourself up and keep becoming a better and better person instead of like, well, it's good enough. I'll date her. We'll have sex. It's the lower vibe, you know, when you could just shoot for the highest vibe. Like, yo, you got your person, you know? And you're rolling, you're road dog. Like someone that's like, wow, you're really there for me. Instead of just like, you're there for the money, you're there for the fame, you're there for the comfort, you're there for the sex. Instead, you could kind of have it all, you know. There's the perfect person for everyone out there, you know. So anyways, that's a whole long thing that isn't really my area of expertise. I mean, it kind of is now because I really went down the rabbit hole, and then I watched a lot of videos, and I was like, okay, I definitely screwed up, and I definitely have childhood issues, and all my relationships were based on these unconscious crap that I was unconscious, super unconscious. Like, that's why I was saying all these years, I hope I'm trying to wake up, and people are like, dude, you're one of the most awake dudes. I'm like, yeah, but I know that below the radar, there's all these, operating systems that are out of the subconscious programs, and I'm not aware of them. And then only through these relationships, which is the true yoga, or just living life financially or whatever, you got these blueprint plans. Like, why can't I ever get ahead in financially at all? I'm always behind. It's your programs and stuff, and you got to get into the subconscious, and then they come up, and you're like, oh wow, I was abused, I was afraid of rejection, so I would reject first, I would sabotage, blah blah blah, and you're like, okay, and you finally get it, and then all the unconscious becomes conscious. And then when you're kind of out of the game, which I'm not, I mean, I'm still pretty spry, but I'm not, it's not like I was in my 20s. I was like, oh yeah, I want to put this thing in everything I see, and I look at girlfriend and mating and relationships, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm like, hey man, it's not like I'm old and dead, but a nice salad in a movie by myself, it's like, bing, primo, can you dig it? I ain't tripping, and I ain't need no drama. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other thing too. But the relationships are definitely going to bring up your drama until you get to the point where you are way more able to communicate. Because the people don't communicate, then there's all that unresolved stuff, and the husband and the wife passing each other in the hallway, barely a hello, haven't made love in like 3 years or whatever, when you could talk, get it off your chest, and be like, hey baby, want to go for a glass of wine at the down the street, and get that romance going again. But there has to be communication, freedom, understanding, compassion, and love and service towards one another. So anyways, this is just like near and dear to me, and this is just on these videos, I'm just doing my thing. It's like liver juice, and then don't show your tits to the world, like, it's just, the stuff just comes up, and I never know why, and then I just post them, and people dig it, and I just feel sad, man, because everybody deserves a lot of love, and our society is just tripping. It's just humanity, and when you get lucky enough to kind of be blessed, like I am, to have had these painful experiences, then you say, hey, let me share with you, like, don't be a dick, pay attention, don't burn any bridges, walk mindfully in your relationships, don't do anything rash, just take a little space and be like, hey, I need a little space, instead of doing something stupid and hurting someone who's like, I gotta just step out of this for a second so I can get myself organized, and I'll call you when I'm a little more balanced or whatever, So anyways, just a lot of love to the people in the world, and if there's anything that all the bullshit that I've been through could help, I'm going to put myself on the chopping block so that the women can be, I disagree, you asshole, and I'll just take the darts or whatever, because the essence of what I'm saying is be the best person you can be, and in these relationships, try to give. Think about what you can give, because that is the secret to life. Not what you can get, but what you can give, because giving opens the door to just receiving more, overflow of abundance. So giving love. Now but I'll end with this, that there's giving love, but then it has to be reciprocal. And you can't be one of these women that gives and gives and gives and gives and gives and gives and doesn't go to the spa and get her nails done and get a massage and takes a day off or 3 days or a week and goes to a mountain cabin and reads and paints and has the husband take the kids so you don't get breast cancer. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite an art to being human. There's no one way to say it. And I'm always so careful. Not really that I'm afraid, but I just understand that words are very limited. And I want to get that out there, like, love is the answer. Basically, I could have just said that. And relationships are cool, man. Relationships are the real yoga. So everybody, God bless your relationships, and say hi to your person. And just secretly, they didn't see this video, but you did. So, I don't know, make them a cup of tea or give them a foot massage or buy them a gift, whatever their love language is. Just love. That's all. I love you. Thanks. Peace.